Hey, what's going on, guys? And today we are... Wow, I actually forgot my intro. That's how long it's been. What's up, everybody? Shmook here. And today we're looking at 8.8 patch notes for SMITE. So I was on vacation, so I couldn't do this the day it dropped, unfortunately. I probably could have done a phone recording. That'd have been fun, actually. I should have done it on my phone. But yeah, anyways, I wanted to wait till I was back at the main setup. But I also thought about just doing it where it was just my face, and I was reading it off my phone with like the front-facing camera. I thought that would have been funny, but yeah, I think the novelty would have worn off like after the first few changes. So Sherbis, I don't know. I don't actually know how you pronounce it. I've seen nothing about the god, but as you know, I'll do a dive into the character on the PTS, which is downloading down here. I'll dive into the character. Yeah, pretty much as soon as that's done downloading. So, a few skins this time around, not quite as good as last time, but still really solid skins all around. Good stuff. Odyssey's starting as well. Hopefully we get a gem sale soon. I want to give them my money, dude. Come on. Bug fishes. If I don't remember, what? If I'm not mistaken, there wasn't anything too impactful in here. Oh, there was that skin that was T-posing. They're not gonna do that anymore. Like, what? Come on, man. Oh, yeah. There was a few things, like this. Apparently, the range of the passive was, which issue with the range of passive is 66, but it was actually, lower than it was. That's interesting. Not that you can really tell, like, actively anyways, but yeah. Anyways, so they're bringing back Chinese Joust to Season 3 one. That's okay, I guess. Yeah, they were just cycling through the maps and seeing which one was received the bestly. Oh my god, the bestly. Are you kidding me? Anyways, but yeah, so the classic Joust one was received very poorly. I played a few duel matches, and I mean, it's just Mannequin Scepter, the game mode. It was really unfun. Like, I don't know. Well, duel in general has some issues with how fun is it actually to just get cheesed for 10 minutes than an F6. But I do think the classic Joust map compounded that. There's a lot of turtling. There's a lot of just going into the jungle with Mannequin Scepter and one-shotting every single camp, and then you're a level ahead for no reason. For no good reason, I should say. It was a little annoying. But so Chinese Joust is back, and a lot of people have been calling for this map to come back. And I don't know. I just think it's a lamer version of the final Joust map we got in Season 6, I think. I think Season 6 we got that map. And I think the latest and greatest one, that was the best. And then this is just a bit of a downgrade to that. They are changing it up a little bit. Of course, Death Stone and Benevolence, goodbye. Increased XP split bonus, so that's nice. That's for Joust. Yeah, Mana Camp Turtles, that was so annoying. Can be hit during their intro. That was awful. That felt terrible. The amount of abilities I just threw into the air because the turtles were on the ground but you couldn't hit them. That was annoying. But alright, Bull Demon can also be hit in his intro. Nice. Reduce the this is the most important one. Reduce the volume of the ambient sounds. Oh my god, they were so loud. I think it was the minions. It was like the merman, like the amphibious minions. They were so loud. I think that was that map, if I'm not mistaken. So Conquest, they're actually doing buff drop rules. They're switching this up. Picking up an enhanced buff with enhanced buff equipped. Yeah, that was a bug that was going on where if you had an enhanced buff, you wouldn't get a normal buff underneath that. Like you just wouldn't pick up you'd pick up the other buff, but you wouldn't get any benefit from picking up the buff. So, thank God. Short buff and no longer freeze the duration of enhanced buff effects. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a little too strong because you could just sit there and get I mean, this would be the maximum, right? But it'd be like a 3-minute enhanced red buff at most. That'd be a little crazy. Mixed an issue with lane minions or someone because enter line sight. Thank God. Thank you for at least admitting that was a problem. I mean, I think, and also there's an issue with minions like staggering and then stacking up as 3 and like I don't know what causes it. It's like after you kill a minion wave, sometimes the minion wave just bunches up on itself. And I've walked straight into towers and phoenixes because the minions are just tripping over each other. I think that needs to get addressed as well. I don't think that's just Conquest, but Yeah, that's terrible. I haven't seen it like too much elsewhere, like in streams and stuff, but it happens all the time for me. I don't know if you guys have run into that. So Draugr added global death sound. Cool. Okay. Reduce the volume of intro and death sound. Okay. I don't think that needed to be changed, but okay. Echo ability still CC targets who CC. Oh, interesting. I didn't notice that. So they increase the damage mitigations that structures receive. So it goes from 5% per stack to 7% per stack. So this is, of course, a lot more impactful if you're actively using the buff, which, to be honest, we haven't really seen yet. At least not in, like, top-level play or anything like that. It hasn't really been actively used as a buff or anything like that, you know, like the Fire Giant buff, or like Primal Fury buff, or Oni Fury buffs, things like, well, Oni Fury minions. It's not really being used like that. It's just another piece of farm on the map right now, unfortunately. Not really serving its purpose. You know, do I think that this will alleviate that? Will it be used more as a buff more often? The likelihood is higher, but I still think it's just going to be another piece of XP and gold on the map. And it's just way too easy for hunters to kill this thing. And like the support takes maybe 10% of their health from it, and hunters just rush right through it. And if you have your jungler there, goodbye. Alright, so support starter items. Warflag Sentinels Gift Benevolence now only require 1250 gold to upgrade their starter upgrades, and this still happens at level 17. Insane. This is absolutely insane, which is actually funny because they're technically buffing Benevolence as well here. That's hilarious. We'll get to that later. I don't know if it's actually in this patch notes, but yeah, we'll get to that later. So, oh, hey, there you go. The Warflag, I feel like Warflag's worse. Has it, like, I used it once or twice, and I'm like, what is this item doing again? I need to walk up and hit them to get less health than if I got Watchers, and I'm getting negligible gold benefit when compared to Watchers and especially Benevolence. Like, what's the point of that item? Sorry, kind of a tangent, but like, that item's off. Am I wrong? Like, am I stupid? Was I using it wrong or something? Because I really feel like that item's awful. Anyway, Bracelet of Radiance, which I really think is so cool. I think this is a really cool active. I want to see more actives like this. Now has the artwork that you'd like to see. Look at that. Fresh! Oh my gosh. Actually, I don't want to risk that. In case you guys see my history or something. And increase the movement speed, or as you know, this is or may or may not know, this is like a little AoE that provides vision, like a ward on its regular one, and is a sentry ward in its enhanced version. And when you walk through the little aura, the little AoE, it gives you move speed and power. So super cool stuff. And it's getting the move speed is getting buffed on both versions, and the power is getting buffed on the upgrade version of it. Really cool item. I think this is a really solid item. I think Sunder, of course Sunder is being nerfed, but I think once Sunder goes, I think you may see this get picked up a little bit more often, because Sunder needs to go, right? This item's so stupid and frustrating to play against. I hope it goes very, very soon. This change will help with that. So, increase the cooldown from 110 to 125 seconds. Of course, that's for both charges. So, pretty impactful change in terms of the cooldown. The issue's still there, though. If you're an assassin and you go and you get sundered, you're done. If you're a guardian, you go and you get sundered, you're done. Warrior, same deal. Same thing with everything. If you get sundered, you're done. Your team fight's over. Get out of there. And chances are you can't get out of there because you're going to get blown up. And it's, yeah, it feels terrible to play into. It's fun to play with, you know, like you just see a Cthulhu. Oh god, oh crap, guys, the Cthulhu's ulting, and he's dead. So, I mean, that's fun, but overall, I just want this item to go, because I don't think it's really skill expressive either. The projectile moves so fast that I don't think it's very skill expressive. The only way you really miss it is if you think it's slower and you try and lead it, because you really don't need to lead it very much, if at all, in most situations. Decrease the damage amplification from 10% to 7%. That's helpful. Make this 0% though. I hate this item. Oh, sorry. Nerfing Charon's coin. This is sad to see. I really like Charon's, but you know they want to mix things up in the mid lane. It's been Charon's for a large portion of this season, and they want to mix up. I get that. I love this item though. I think it's really fun, interesting, cool item. It's got a great image. It's got a great method of stacking, like the way you stack it, the way coin flips, and you get one of the two benefits from it. And it's got tons of different stats on it. You got your pen, your high damage, your move speed, the little heal you get from it, a large amount of MP5 as well. So yeah, it is a little bloated in that sense, but it's fun though, you know? This was a fun item, for me at least. Maybe someone feels like it was so bloated it wasn't really fun, but every time I picked up Charons, I was like, this feels good. But, you know, I can see why they may say this was just enabling too much in terms of, because of course it does have the 20% pen, and that was really huge for it, and you know, opening up things like Soul Reaver, and teaming it with Spear of Magus. Tanks weren't really being tanks anymore, and of course this enabled some survivability as well. Of course they're not gutting the item, they're only decreasing the magical power from 80 to 70, but I'm just making a case for why this item shouldn't be gutted, and I think it should be touched a little bit to bring it back into, you know, I'm okay with it being picked up every game. Honestly, I really don't think it's that bad. Is that dumb? I don't care. Crossband Hammer, the most annoying item in the game, by a country mile. Decrease the health from 300 to 250. That's very good. That's very helpful. That's like an extra, that's like an auto attack you don't need to use anymore. That's nice. Only a 5% move speed slow decrease. I don't feel like that's enough. I'll have to see as we, you know, use the warriors who are using this. But the thing is, they have they typically have move speed of their own, so I don't know how that's gonna work. Like Kukulkan has move speed, Erlong, Bologna. Yeah, you get my point, right? So I don't really think this is gonna help too much, but the health does help. It's just a tricky situation because it's a classic item too, right? You don't want to gut it, but all it does is frustrate. You know, it's just a very tilting item to play into, right? So it's like, how strong do you want this to be? Do you want it to be only ever niche against certain characters, or do you just want this thing to be annoying everyone under the sun? I mean, at least we don't have the tier 2, what was it, Heavy Hammer was what it was called when the tier 2 slowed. That was stupid. That was extra stupid. But, yeah, I don't love this item. I love using it, though. I mean, it's just, oh, it's so nice just being able to stick to people as a warrior and not die. But obviously that's a problem. So Jade Emperors is getting, sorry, I keep scrolling like all the way down. Let's see. The Jade Emperors, they're buffing it again, which I don't really like. I don't like this item very much for like Guardian Soul Laners. It always struck me as being kind of silly because you just walk into lane and then they just do less damage, which seems kind of unfair. Like, there's nothing they can do about it, right? Like if they try to fight you, you just deal less damage, just factually, because obviously they reduce your power. I think it'd also be really good into well, of course Benevolence is going to get nerfed really soon, but the Fighter's Mask Benevolence start, or build I should say, because you can't go at all at start, but you know what I mean. That build, I mean, this is really good into it, I think. I think it's some missed out tech as Benevolence is going to be going out soon, but yeah. I don't really potent against low power, high attack speed builds. I guess that's fair, but I don't know. I still don't like that idea that just you walk up to someone and they have less power now, and they are much less effective into you. I don't like it. I don't like how it's 20. Well, is it even 2100? Is this 2050 or is that Lotus Crown? I think this is 2150. Yeah, so it's definitely 4 soul lane, right? On like your first back or something, first or second back. Yeah, not a fan of that item. It's like Jade Emperors Yorm is the main reason I don't like this item. That felt very unfair, and it's actually fitting because Yorm might be getting a change here. Nemean, increase of physical protection. I think that's where it was, right? Was 80 before, and then decrease of protection is needed to stack the block stacks. Honestly, if this, I don't know, maybe if this only procced off of range auto attacks, I think that'd be a really nice change. Is if this only procced on against ranged autos. Because then like it couldn't get stripped off by random warriors and guardians in your face. Yeah, I don't think this will be good just yet. What will be good though, definitely Bulwark of Hope. This was already a solid item, especially because it had CCR on it. They're upping the protections to 80. Oh, that's nice. That's as high as magical protections goes. So I mean that's incredible, especially in such a bursty meta with like Sunder and everything. So much pen going around. The shield is extremely helpful. It's also why you see Pride went around. So the shield provided by Bulwark can now be based on the holder's maximum health, rather than scaling with level. So this item just went from solid, just below being picked up, and now it's going to be picked up every game. I feel like I think this is going to be the go-to magical protection item. That's a great item right there. And keep on, they didn't but not to deteriorate. They didn't nerf anything about the item. Like the CCR is still there. The decent price is still there too. So that's crazy. Stun to fall. Yeah. So they're basically buffing everything about it. I don't really care. I don't know who'd buy this item. I thought about buying it at RTO once because she has so many auto attack cancels, but I was like, what am I doing? Why would I buy that item? It's just not that's not worth it. Blackthorn though, definitely going to be buying this. They're upping the power to 40, match Sledge, but they're upping the health even further to 400. Really pushing this item. Really pushing this item even further beyond. I think it's a really good option. What is it? 2250 to buy the item, and you get 400 health. 400 health, probably going to be on assassins, probably not warriors, probably assassins, and then 40 power on top of that. That's extremely well. It also has the CDR in it too, don't forget, and the little passive where you get MP5 when you're low on mana. So yeah, I think this item's going to be really solid on some assassins, because I mean protections really aren't helping out right now, because there's just so much pen on both hunters and mages, right? But I think this is a good answer to a lot of what's going on right now, other than Soul Reaver. Obviously, other than Soul Reaver because of the health, duh. But yeah, I think this is going to be really, really solid on a lot of characters. And my boy, who we will get to. Staff of Mirrodin increases the duration of the passive, so you get the overcapped CDR for 6 seconds now. I think they should just go back to the old one. I think the old one was more fun. It wasn't. I don't even know if you could consider it better, but it was more fun, definitely. And the stats that were on it are more relevant to what's going on right now in terms of builds than what they changed the stats to. It's this song again. Oh my god. All right. Then the next one is Dominance, upping the bonus, so this does not count towards your overall percent pen. They're upping that to 15. Youch. So, will this be seen on hunters? Not right now. I don't think right now. Because the obviously, as you could tell, bow builds aren't really being touched right now. So, I don't really think this will fit in with that build. Maybe down the line we'll see this on hunters, but right now I think you might just see this on some assassins, maybe ones that go Hydra, Cesano. But yeah, I think it'll mostly be seen on them. This is a really nice little boost. Interesting that they're bringing more percent pen into the game now, though. That's interesting. Because there's just so much of it flying about. Because you have to answer a lot of the builds going around. Savant Shroud's actually getting a nerf. 30 power down to 25. I definitely think that's fair. Whole lot of sustain on this item. A bunch of protections and health too. So, can't have it all, right? And you can't. Yeah, I think matching the power of the other two was a bit much. Probably don't need that. Don't need all that. Bloodsoaked Shroud, decreased heal, 2 to 1.5, 2 to 1.5. Okay. I actually didn't know that this was good. Considered good, the Bloodsoaked Shroud. Oh my god. But I guess it does have the really high protections. It was like 55 physical protections. And trying to keep the like you pretty much have to buy anti-heal every game as say like an assassin. And like the lifesteal builds are part of a reason why, right? So maybe trying to decrease the annoyance of that a little bit there. Condo Gem gets bumped up to 30 power. I think that's fair. Like Kono Gym has to have something, right? So it has the bonus damage, right? But it has to match the fact that, was it Sands of Time? Yeah, Sands of Time has 30 power as well with the CDR. So I think that's a fair trade-off because I mean this thing really lacks in terms of sustain versus Sands of Time, and of course doesn't have the Sands of Time passive either with the mana regen. Did I just say that, or did I say the CDR first? You guys know what I mean. So I think that's a fair change. Mannequin Scepter, basically, like there was just a straight up cutoff with Mannequin Scepter, where like if the burn was done, and the like if the target stopped being burned by Mannequin Scepter, and then you killed them, no heal for you, buddy. Nope. But now they're saying they're going to give it a little bit of extra forgiveness for the health restore when an enemy dies shortly after the burn debuff fades. You know, at first I was like, oh gosh darn it, these freaking SMITE devs are doing it again. They're just making the game too easy. But like if Eye of the Jungle is going to give you sustain just for existing, and Boombas gives you the heal every time you kill a minion, you might as well just keep it consistent, right? So yeah, that's helpful for Mannequin Junglers. Boomba's Dagger, thank God this is getting some love. The increase the basic attack damage on jungle camps. This is the true damage, upping that by 5. That helps. That's helpful. That could be the difference between one less auto attack, and that's huge while clearing the jungle. And of course, increase the ability damage on jungle camps from 30% to 35%. Again, very helpful. That could be, again, you know, that's an extra auto attack that you might not need to throw off there. That might be extremely helpful. I'll need to see how it feels, but and of course they're trying to tiptoe it. They don't want to overbuff it, but that's good. So they increase the cooldown back to 20% on Boomba's Hammer. I guess I agree. So long as it doesn't have the pen on it, right? That was stupid. But yeah, I think it should have had 20% through and through. And the thing is, you get so much CDR from your builds right now, anyways, that like this is kind of helpful, but at the same time, like you were probably going to be at 30%, if not 40, because Jotun's is really solid as well. So they are going to buff Boomba's Spear though, so going to make it more damage focused. So now this gives penetration. There you go. Give it to the damage-based one. Increase the power to 70 physical power and 105 magical power. Ooh, wait, that's pretty nice for Lamau Kwong. And fine, this is stupid. Making it 10% was really dumb. 30 seconds is a lot more like it. So I think this is actually going to be huge. Like I think this is going to be absolutely awesome for some of the late game the potent late game assassins. Thinking about Thor too. Yeah, Thor, Cesano. Oh my God, who was I thinking of? Oh, Ao Kuang. Duh, I just said him. Yeah, Ao Kuang as well. I think this is going to be awesome for Ao Kuang. So, Protector of the Jungle, yeah, I think it's pretty agreeable that this didn't need to be nerfed. It was coming up in games, but it wasn't like running games or anything, right? They just nerfed it because it was being bought. I felt like it was a little silly. Like, you're nerfing Protector of the Jungle for being the only good last jungle item? Oh, okay. It was a little silly. But yeah, increase the passive power. Basically a revert on the power, but keep the protection at 12%. Fine, I guess. And then increase the physical power, the base physical power, to 65 and the magical power to 100. Yeah, I say this is still mostly just for warriors because this is right here for assassins. So, and then Seer is getting buffs across the board here, so more physical power, more magical power, and increase the passive duration where you can see wards after you kill an objective. I think is the passive up to 20 seconds now. That's cool. I think it's a really interesting idea. But I keep on looking at this and I'm just like, I think I want to go Boomba's Spear, dude. But you know, if it's a character where Eye of the Jungle is really necessary, which of course it wasn't touched at all here, so that's a thing. But you know, if it's a character that really needs Eye of the Jungle, which I don't really see because this got buffed, and its sustain got a little more user friendly. But yeah, if you have to, I'd say Sea of the Jungle is probably better if you're an assassin, or maybe just go into a different item entirely. You know, Gilded Arrow. Decrease the cost. Oh, wow, they're buffing this item. Okay. Decrease the cost by 50 and increase the basic attack power by 5. Okay. Yeah, try and bring it in line with, because a Leather Cowl gives 15 power, right? So keep in mind that overall, you know, through a full rotation of abilities and auto attacks, Leather Cowl will outtrade you. But, so making it 20 on just your basic attacks instead, try and help you even that out. That's interesting. But, more free gold. I don't know about that. War Flag, increase the gold reward from 8 to 10. Hey, that's what I just said earlier. I actually forgot about this change. Me so smart. But I think that's still less than Watchers and definitely less than Benevolence. Oh yeah, I forgot about this change too. Decrease the experience and gold gained from any time you would gain either resource from slain enemies from 90% to 85%. The full loss reward still goes to... Okay, so 10 to 15. Obviously not the change it needed whatsoever. And of course, well, yeah, now's a fine time to talk about it. Oh, I should have pulled the tweet out. Oh, hold on. I can do that. Hold on. See? Easy. All right. So, here's the basic changes coming August 10th. Decrease the base gold per 5 seconds from 3 to 1. Pretty massive difference there, especially early game. And then decrease the GP5 per level from 0.5 to 0.3. So basically over halving the amount of gold that it gives. So obviously this change wasn't nearly enough to bring this item into balance. This is more what they had in mind, and they are planning essentially in here. He's saying that they will look into more drastic changes to the item later. I guess that makes sense to me. Yeah, and there was another issue. I was going to say, hey, just lock it off to Guardians only. Then, of course, that means if Benevolence is the best support item, then you're just never going to see Warriors or Assassins in the dual lane. Or at the very least, that strategy, you know, the probably more fun-oriented strategy, it's just never going to work, right, if Benevolence is locked to Guardians only. So it's just a very lame situation, right? And I think maybe what's going to happen is Benevolence is just going to get removed if it becomes a problem in another, you know, meta, or like it has another patch of just complete dominance, and they're just going to remove it from the game. And I think just having an item where you just get gold and XP for existing is stupid. It's just it's a bad idea. And I think the way the current Watcher's gift works is completely fine, and that's a balanced way of doing it, because you have to be with an ally in order to get all of your benefits from, like, you know, sustaining off the wave, getting extra gold from the wave. You have to be with an ally to do it. So I think that's a more balanced way of going about it than just giving you gold and XP for being, and you know, having that be able to be bought by everybody. Like, I mean, what did I think was going to happen? And of course, Benevolence was slept on for a while, right? People didn't really realize the impact of it, and of course, no boots helped this item out a ton as well. With a lot of the first items that were being bought, this just slid in there perfectly. Especially with Warriors, Fighter's Mask Benevolence was really goofy. I can't believe that worked, but it's the times we live in, right? But yeah, I think this item in general was just a bad idea, and Watcher's Gift to me just is a shining example of that's how you make it some more support oriented, with the, you know, locking you out from the benefits if you're not with an ally. So Animosity, decrease the damage proc from 4% to 3% of your max health. That's really helpful. I mean, like, basically people will, it was actually pretty funny, because, like, obviously hunters were going Benevolence and then changing it into Animosity. And it was basically like, you're getting kins for half off, and then, like, plus 600 gold on top of your, I think it was Benevolence was giving even more than 600 gold, I forget. But yeah, you were basically getting a free kins with this item, because it was doing, like, if you're hitting a squishy, this was doing more than kins. The on hit, at least. Of course, kins has the attack speed and the physical power, all that stuff. But the pure on hit, this did more than kins. So that was hilarious. So that's getting nerfed. And of course, you know, like, stupid Erlong and Gilgamesh using this too. That was so stupid. But in general, just another, no offense to anyone working at Hyros, another just bad idea. Like, you have so many really solid auto attack warriors and like you're buffing a lot of auto tech warrior items. You know, Berserker Shield. They didn't buff Frostbound. What am I talking about? You guys know what I mean. Like Berserker Shield, Stone Cutting, things like that. And then they put Animosity in the game as well. It's like, okay, what do you think was going to happen there, buddy? Like, of course, they're just going to shred through it. I think Haddix went Animosity and had 35 power in his build and was shredding through everyone. It's just silly. It's a silly idea. I don't really get it. T-Mac getting 2 nerfs here. Probably should just be removed. No, I'm kidding. I don't actually think that. But yeah, decrease the physical power, magical power scaling by 10%. Both are 1 and or 2 in melee stance. So that's cool. For me, I'm thinking Tiamat. Maybe these needs to be at like 40 and 50% with lower base damage, and she'd just be classified as a guardian or something. You know, and make her one do a lot less damage too. Like at this point, having her do mage levels of damage with how many abilities does she have? 16. She's like 16 abilities, and having her do mage levels of damage. Maybe that was just stupid to begin with, and she should just be a guardian, or removed from the game. Alternatively, so nerfing Raijin again, boring. Dude, Raijin's so cool. He's such a hype character. Like so many mid laners just like kick back in a lawn chair and just like chill and throw their abilities out. But like Raijin gets in there, bro. I love Raijin. I think he's a really cool character. So decrease the bounce tick damage. So this is, I guess, directed probably towards like Soul Reaver, Raijin, basically, because the bounce ticks up. The tick bounces and then Soul Reaver procs off it, and it just a million billion. So just reduce the base damage a little bit here. But yeah, only by a little bit, not too much. I think like over the course of the full tick, you'll definitely notice it, especially once it's maxed, because obviously that's a huge difference. 8 per tick, that's massive. Interesting way to nerf him, gotta say. Yorm, increased base damage by almost a full unit. What is it called? Almost a full damage unit. Yeah, that was the really smooth way of saying that. But yeah, I mean that's huge for Yorm. Increasing his basic attack damage, that is Yorm right there. So Venomous Haze, his 1, I think. Yeah, increased base damage per tick. Oh, nice. So yeah, nice little 5 damage boost. Not massive, but helpful. Helpful in its own way. Increased magical power scaling, a bonus damage. Oh yeah. Oh sweet. Nice. Oh wow, that's huge. Yes, this is his 2. So extra 3 steps. So yeah, 15% extra scaling on his 2 if you get 3 puddles in it. Because obviously he absorbs his puddles with this 2, and then that can increase your damage. And then increased duration of empowered basic attack buff, which of course works with this change. Wow. Nice. Well, no, not nice. I hate Yorm. Oh my god. Alright, this is not going to be my patch. Well, it is actually. You'll see. But, yeah, this plus Jade Emperors. Yorm on the way back. He's slithering his way back into Soul Lane? Question mark? But no, that is actually great for him. That's nice. So Bologna, yeah, they're basically saying we want to see how she takes with Berserkers and Shoguns. Shoguns! That was the other item. Not, yeah, Stone Cutting, yeah, that comes up too. I said something else, though, by accident. But yeah, Shoguns, I meant to say Shoguns earlier when talking about Animosity. But yeah, Bologna's still not doing anything. So finally, they're changing the cooldown on this. Why was it so long? Seriously, serious question. Why was this such a long cooldown? Just because it's like really long range poke, or I don't know. I don't know why. Because like it doesn't do that much damage. It doesn't really sustain her that much. She really has to just sit on a mini wave, just smacking it over and over again for like 10 seconds to get a decent heal out of it. And of course, you know, she does. Well, I think it. No, I don't even think it evens out. This is by far and away her least damaging basic attack chain as well. So, yeah, I don't really know what the deal was there. But yeah, they kind of have to buff this because they nerfed Frostbound. So, then they're making the 1 do a bit more damage. I mean, that's really not going to help that much. But decrease the cooldown by 1 second. That might save you every now and again. Amaterasu getting some changes. She probably needs it. I mean, she really works really well in like casual game modes, but once you get into trying to solo lane with her, it feels like a completely different character. It feels like you can't do anything. So a general attack speed increase, that's helpful, and it's going to help out if she wants to go like Berserker Shogun, something like that. That's nice. I don't know what you'd start with her, though. You probably wouldn't go Death Toll. That wouldn't really make sense. Wouldn't go Mannequins. Can't go Bluestone. Tainted, maybe? No. Just Fighter's Mask, I guess. Yeah. It's not really her meta, honestly. But decreasing the cooldown from 18 to 16 on her dash, that's really nice. Two full seconds. Give Bologna the 2 full seconds, buddy. What are you doing? Yeah. I don't think she'll be meta after this change. But of course, I do want to tiptoe it because, like, her base kit is incredible, right? So if she hits that late game and isn't too far behind, she is still going to be useful. So they don't want to overbuff her if like the meta just shifts to somewhere where she is more favorable. They don't want her to just be the GOAT. Actually, I don't want her. I want her to be the GOAT. She deserves it. What? She works hard. All right, Scotty. Interesting that they're buffing her. Not really surprised, I guess. The 3 decreasing the cooldown, absolute necessity. I hate her 3. I hate that it makes you slide around and stuff. I wish it was just a slow or something instead of the stupid ice mechanic, which in and of itself, very interesting mechanic. I'm surprised they made it work so well, right? Because it does actually, it functions. It's annoying. Oh my god, it's annoying, but it functions. It's cool. But yeah, I wish it just slowed instead. But anyways, I digress. This is her way of getting move speed for herself, right? So she's just slow, right? Because, anyways, this is her way of getting move speed or of CCing an opponent other than slowing with her 1. So, yeah, I can see that. But then increasing Calder's basic attack damage. Where the character is absolutely not lacking is damage. So I don't know if I would have gone here because if a Scotty that's going even or is ahead with Caldir on you, you're not living. You're not winning that fight. Like 1v1. Like Artemis, yeah, she could probably win it. Like, other than Artemis, who actually wins a 1v1 versus Scotty? Nobody. The reason Scotty doesn't work is because she just dies to everything instantly and without remorse. So, I probably would have done more changes to Permafrost. Maybe make the move speed faster, maybe make the little ice area come out quicker, or have the base AoE be bigger. Something like that. I wouldn't want to increase her damage anymore. I know that the peak is the same, but like, what? Yeah, of course the peak's the same. She's strongest early mid, right? Especially mid game. So, yeah. Anyways, Thoth. Increase base bonus basic attack power on his 3. Okay. Why? I mean, alright, I'll take a Thoth, but I think Thoth's really cool. Just very annoying to play against. So I'm glad he's not meta, to be honest. Yeah, this isn't gonna catapult him into the meta or anything. I guess they want to tiptoe around it. Maybe in their testing, Thoth is stronger than we're expecting him to be. And honestly, having a good Thoth on your team's awesome. You know, everyone says the character is absolutely abysmal, but I don't know, dude. Like, he keeps showing up for me in my games. Like, he seems okay. But then, you know, you talk to any pro and they tell you Thoth's one of the worst characters in the game. Maybe I'm right and everyone else is wrong. Alright. Baba Yaga. Ooh. Sorry. I totally just spoiled that. While in the ultimate, Baba Yaga can now walk through minions. Absolute necessity. Should have been in the game for a very long time. Also, quality of life for Baba Yaga. Make her house translucent and let us walk through it. It's still body blocking people from getting out of base sometimes. Still body blocking parts of the jungle sometimes. No reason at all for that. That needs to change 100%. Unequivocally, the number one thing that needs to change ASAP right now, make the house be able to be gone through by allies, and I completely butchered that sentence. But I guess you can make it translucent. That'd be the best option. It needs to stop body blocking. You know, if she can walk through minions, then allies should be able to walk through the house because it's terrible. It's terrible getting body blocked by Baba Yaga house because nobody controls it. Nobody knows what it's about to do. And it's body blocked me so many times when I have a Baba Yaga on my team. Letting a body block enemies, sure. It's annoying, but sure. Just let that happen. But they got rid of the original Odin cage for a reason, okay? So you can Odin cage your own teammates, okay? So this needs to go the same way. Increased space attack damage. Oh, sorry. Cesano. There we go. We're finally to Cesano. This was very long. Cesano, getting some buffs. When you one-trick a character, you just sort of adapt, right? You adapt to all the different metas and you just play the character because you enjoy the character so much, right? So even though I didn't necessarily lose more games with Cesano, I definitely felt like my impact was lessened by a mile. That sounded so dickish, but you guys know what I mean. Even though I was still able to pull off Cesano, he definitely did not feel nearly as impactful as he should have. This was also due in part to the starter items really not being in his favor whatsoever, not helping him at all with his bad early clear and bad mana sustain with, of course, his 2, because you want to, get a good pull early. If you get a pull with your mid laner right there, or you do a level 3 gank with somebody and you do like a blink pull, it's great, but it's 80 mana. So if that doesn't net you a kill, it's over. 80 mana is like, I think it's entire 4th or 5th of your entire mana pool for to like level 5 or so. It's rough. So the items in the game not really helping with that. Big detriment to him, definitely. But when Siphon will see an increase in damage all throughout the board, and it'll scale as we go up the levels, but of course 10 extra damage on the pull at level 1, or level 3 I guess technically. That's really nice. I really like that. That's a good little change. Not overdoing it, because this was one of the absolute craziest characters in the game for a very long time. I think it was about, and it like once he came out to around sometime in season 4, where they basically butchered all of his damage numbers and made his 1 like half as fast as it is now. I remember the first part of his 1 being like delayed or something. That felt terrible. So basically, when he like an entire season of him just being apocalyptically broken, so they don't want to see that again. Completely understandable, right? So they're just taking it slow, buffing him, and of course increasing the base damage on S3 as well. Super helpful for clearing. This is going to be so nice for clearing now. So 5 extra damage per tick means I can do math for sure. Yeah, for sure I can do math. I'm just waiting for a sec. Yeah, so 20 extra damage overall base is pretty helpful. Again, this is for killing people, and then this is I think more for clearing, camps and stuff. So that's awesome. I think those are really nice little changes to them, and I would personally prefer they don't overdo it, so you don't get a whole nerf Cesano, rework Cesano, all that mess, right? Like I'm fine with him being like mid tier or something like that. I don't mind at all. I prefer characters like that. I don't like when characters are super OP. I think they're a lot less fun. Decrease the cooldown from 12 to 10 seconds on her 1, and this is for both versions of it, keep in mind. That's absolutely massive, especially for a solo lane RTO. That's incredible. This is her main tool for not only damaging the opponent, because of course you're going to level your 1, but this is also how you heal yourself and sustain yourself in a one-on-one dueling situation. Say if you're like trying to invade a blue buff or something, or you're getting invaded on because you're RTO and you can't clear waves. Absolutely awesome. I think that's a great change for her. And then increased her charge speed from 75% to 100% increased move speed in her Bear Stance 3. Another awesome change. Yes, she was a little slow in that dash, and of course also this was being compounded by the fact that supports typically get a little bit behind, and if she had a little bit less like move speed, right, just because of the level scaling and stuff, if she was like a level or 2 down, the dash basically wasn't a dash. Well, hopefully you wouldn't be 2 levels down, but if you were a level down, it was rough. It was definitely rough. So this one's more quality of life, but this one I think is going to be extremely helpful. Well, no, I wouldn't say this is quality of life. Of course, it's a buff, right? But it's it's going to make her feel better to play as well. Kuzenbo, why buff this character? Why do that? Why? Oh, sorry. Why do this to us? Your generous player base, okay? I buy gems every gem sale. I'm relatively nice sometimes, right? So why you gotta go and buff Kuzenbo, man? So 10 at level 1 and ends up being a total of 30 extra base damage. By the time it's maxed, it's just so sad, but it is very helpful for Kuzenbo. Why you would help Kuzenbo, I don't know. Anyways, the final change, Naja, making his 14 seconds at all ranks an absolute necessity. This should have been done a long time ago, in my opinion. Yeah, when they changed his 2 at the start of the season, I think this should have come with it. There was no reason for this ability to be 18 seconds, especially considering it's not necessarily fully impactful until we're well into the game, right? Because he needs the power for the heal to be strong, and of course, you're not leveling your 2 anyways. So this being 18 seconds at its first level, it was some goofballery. It really was. But anyways, how do I feel about this patch? I'm very happy that jungle items are seeing some changes. Is it exactly what I wanted? No, not really. I wanted Eye of the Jungle to have better sustain. Well, I guess this helps a little bit. I just wanted the sustain to make a little bit more sense, right? But I guess this is a good compromise. I'll need to try Boomba's Dagger out, but I'm wondering, with Hammer and Spear being so good, are Eye of the Jungle and Mannequin's just going to be done for? Mannequin's Hidden Blade is still a great item, right? But, you know, is the Spear and the Hammer, depending on which character you go, are these just going to be too good to the point where you're just not going to see Mannequin anymore? People are going to say this just isn't worth it. Because, of course, Boomba's Dagger's always had the better sustain. So, imagine this does a little bit more damage as well to camps. Yeah, people are just going to go Boomba's Dagger, and then, because it's cheaper too, so you save more gold at the start of the game too. Vamp Shroud getting nerfed, I liked it. Dom, we'll have to wait and see. I'm definitely going to try it on Cesano with Hydras, definitely. Staff of Mirrodin just revert it. Blackthorn is cool. Stone of Fall, revert it. Bulwark of Hope, oh my god, I'm so excited. That's going to be very fun. For me, everyone else is just going to suffer, but I'm down. Increased physical protections, yeah, I don't know. This item, I don't think will be good ever. Jade Emperors, hate that item, but I mean, that's going to be, you know, edging it even closer to being good, because Yorm also got buffed. Frostbound Hammer, such an annoying item, but yeah. Sundering Spear, just get rid of it at this point. I hate it. Such a burning passion. And I really want Bracelet of Radiance to be good, man. Alright, well that was this patch. That was long. I think that was the longest one yet. Were these the longest patch notes, or did I just talk too much? I think I think this is among the longest patch notes, like text-wise, like, you know, in terms of the amount of changes. So I don't even think it was just me talking too much. That was just very, very long. Anyways, time to upload this. Thanks for watching.